Good morning, Malacanang Press Corps. Happy Tuesday. Happy busy Tuesday. Today we have a presidential spokesperson, Harry Roque.
Good morning, Philippines. Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng miyembro ng Malacanang Press Corps and happy post-SONA Day. Unang-una po, nagagalak po kami at nagpapasalamat sa taong bayang Pilipino sa kanilang pagkikilala sa achievement ng Duterte administration pagdating po dito sa gera laban sa droga. Sang-ayon po sa Pulse Asia, 69% ng ating mga mamamayan ay nagsabi na ang laban sa droga ay isa sa pinaka-importanting accomplishment ng Pangulong Duterte. Pangalawa po ay fighting criminality, 50%. Salary increase for police and soldiers ang pangatlo. Fighting graft and corruption ng pang-apat at free tuition in public universities and colleges at mas maraming trabaho. No? So, maraming salamat po sa patuloy na pagtitiwala. Sa 2019 budget, pagkatapos po ng mga makulay na pangyayari sa Kamara, naisumite rin po ang 2019 budget kahapon. No? The President's budget message for 2019 contains his key budget priorities for next year, which includes intensifying infrastructure development, expanding programs of human development, building a more secure and peaceful nation, and other select major social programs. We commend the Department of Budget and Management for the early submission of the 2019 national budget, which is after the State of the Nation address. I have here with me a copy of the President's budget message entitled Building a Bright Future for the Philippines and its people, which will be distributed to the members of the Malacanang Press Corps later. We will now gear up to ensure full and speedy rollout. I will also get a copy of the National Expenditure Plan. I will try to have one copy available for the Malacanang Press Corps. Another good news, we are pleased to announce that the remittances from 51 out of 77 government-owned and controlled corporations reach a total amount of 31.297 billion as of July 12, 2018. This is higher by 64% compared to last year's 19.1 billion of the same period. The Department of Finance highlighted that the mid-July collection surpassed the full-year collection of the 3 previous years, including 30.45 billion in 2017, 27.7035 in 2016, and 33.473 in 2015. In addition, the top 10 GOCC contributors include the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, the Philippine Ports Authority, Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation, Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, Manila International Airport Authority, Food Terminal Inc., and the Development Bank of the Philippines, and the Basis Conversion and Development Authority. We're also pleased to announce that foreign tourists continue to discover that it's more fun in the Philippines. The Department of Tourism reported an all-time high of 3,706,721 foreign visitors arrivals for the period of January to June in 2018. This is 10.40% higher compared to the 3,357,591 arrivals for the same period last year. The month of June alone marks an 11.35% growth increase, reaching to 528,747 arrivals compared to 474,854 arrivals for the same period of the same month last year. Questions from the Malacanang Press Corps?
So before that, welcome muna natin yung friends from Makati and si Joy Balacio ng DCMM. Question, MPC?
Hi, Joy. Oh, naging babae si Dexter. At naging magandang babae si Dexter. Okay. We miss you, Dexter.
MPC, RJ? Microphone.
Bakit malapit ka na nakaupo dyan, ha, Mr. President, ha?
Sir, how will the change of leadership in Congress change the atmosphere there, especially in terms of passing bills now that we have GMA?
It has always been the Palace position that we do not interfere in purely internal matters of the House. We are ready to work with the chosen leader of the House of Representatives, and because Mrs. Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo is now the House Speaker, we are, of course, able and ready to work with Speaker Arroyo. No? We have had very good relations with Speaker Arroyo. She was one of the staunchest supporters of the president during the elections. They share the same political agenda, so we foresee absolutely no problems in working with Speaker Arroyo.
Did Palace anticipate her replacing the House Speaker?
Let's just say that whatever the decision of the House is, the Palace has always been amenable to accepting the choice of leadership. In other words, the president, being a lawyer, really observes the principle of separation of powers and has accorded the House full respect, particularly in its choice for its leaders.
Sir, second question on federalism. Sir, given the resistance or reservations about federalism by the president's top economic managers like Mr. Pernia and Dominguez, how will this push through as a legislative agenda?
I don't think there's really an opposition. It was a matter of clarifying that the shift to federalism, including implementing the decision in Dodo Bandanas versus Executive Secretary on the proper computation of the ERA, does not entail additional spending and therefore will not create additional trade deficit, which may be the basis for reduction in our credit rating. No? We have explained to them, and they have accepted the explanation, that it's moving money from one pocket to another. So money that used to be appropriated for line agencies of the different departments will now have to be appropriated to the LGUs. No? So, but the total budget would remain the same.
Okay, thank you.
Questions on speakership? May follow-up? Other issue? Ralph. Ina, speakership, follow-up? Ina Andulong.
Sir, earlier this year po, sabi niyo po nung March, wishful thinking po yung pagpapalit. Sir, what changed?
That was in March. Well, as we said, no, at that point in March, there was no reason for anticipating that the House would change its leadership. I think really what changed is, I do not know. I'm now speculating. But even the president had problems with the call of the House Speaker on no elections. And I noticed that the president was visibly concerned about the pronouncements of the Speaker on no election, insofar as he related also no elections to federalism. The president has always maintained that federalism should be accepted by the people on its own merits, and he has always said that he did not want to benefit from charter change. So I noticed that there was much concern on the part of the president with the pronouncements on Noel, and I think you will recall here that he used very strong language. He authorized me to restate what he said in relation to Noel, and that is under no circumstance will he have any hand in that. No?
Ina Andulong. Microphone.
Sir, just a quick follow-up on that. When did you start noticing or see the president express his concerns about the speaker? I mean, now former Speaker Alvarez's
He did not express concern about the speaker. He did express concern about the Noel, which was being pushed by Speaker Alvarez. I remember it was the first time I asked him about it was when we were in a trip to Cagayan de Oro. I do not know when that was. It was the oath taking for the barangay captains of Cagayan de Oro, and that was the first time I asked, what's our position on Noel as a way of pushing federalism? He says, absolutely not. We will not have any hand in that. No? And I repeated the same question just recently, and he was even more emphatic. I think I repeated it on the rehearsals for the SONA, and he was even more emphatic that he definitely will not have any hand in Noel.
Sir, right after the SONA, I understand the president had dinner with his immediate family. I was wondering if you can give us any information if the president talked to Sara Duterte about reports that she supposedly spoke with some lawmakers to urge them to back Gloria Arroyo.
The dinner was strictly for the first family. Even I was asked to leave the room. So I wouldn't know.
Questions? Follow-up? Raymond Tinasa.
So was the president upset to the timing and the procedure on how Speaker Alvarez was ousted? I mean, few minutes just before her or his SONA.
I can't tell. Number one, I was already in my former seat in the House when the president arrived, and it was because they requested us to stay in our designated seat, so I did not welcome him from the helipad. No? I could not contact him either. I attempted because they had already turned off the cell sites. And I only stood up and went to the holding room when I knew there was already going to be a delay because of the election for the speaker called by the members of the House. No? And I was not sure if the president knew what was going on at that point. So, but I was told that the president was well apprised. In fact, I was in contact with Executive Secretary Medialdea. Perhaps I could say that to an extent, Executive Secretary Medialdea somehow mediated between the contending parties because, of course, the concern was it is a constitutional duty of the president to deliver the SONA on the 4th Monday of July, and the message was sent to everyone that the president intended to discharge this function, no? And that the internal affairs of the House should not come into the way. No? That of primordial importance was really the president being allowed to deliver his SONA.
So it was delayed supposedly as tradition, 4 p.m. and then naging 5:22 officially nag-deliver ang Pangulo. So do you have any idea, because Secretary Bongo, I think, mentioned that the president took with Alvarez and Arroyo one after the other?
That's his style. And I know he did that too, but I do not know what transpired. Because by that time, Executive Secretary asked me already, we'll take it from here. So I went back to my seat.
So your presence during the election and the nominal voting of the congressman to oust Speaker Alvarez, was it coincident?
It was coincidental. It was my designated seat, and I'm thrilled that since I left the House leadership did not allow anyone to take my seat. No? So my name was still there. So I said, thank you very much. I'm going to take my seat now for the last time because this is the last SONA for the 17th Congress. No? But I did have someone from PMS request me, can you please leave the room first because it's awkward that you're in the middle of the picture as they were electing Speaker Arroyo. No? So I left. I went to the back of the plenary hall as they were calling the rolls on the election for the new speaker.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Leo Palo.
So it was coincidental only, because I'm seated on the second row. Normally, without the senators there, I would be in the first row as former deputy minority floor leader.
Sir, for the record lang, si Presidente kasi pro death penalty, right? So kung sa Senado, wala tayong masyado siguro problema. Pero sa Kongreso now, the new speaker is pro-life. So hindi ka tayo magka-problema.
Wala na pong problema kasi naipasa na ng House ang death penalty. Nasa Senado na po. Wala na pong gagawin ng House dyan.
So
Tapos
tinanggal lang yung ibang provisions?
Hindi. Wala na pong gagawin ng House in the sense na naipasa na ng House yan. Parang universal healthcare ko, no? Naipasa na ng House. So it's in the it's in the Senate, no? And we're prompting again the Senate, please enact it. Pag hindi pa naman na-enact yan, ewan ko na, no? Meron ng certifications urgent, meron ng banggit na naman sa SONA.
Joseph Morong.
OA na nga yan, no? But anyway, sige.
Sir, would you confirm that the president called for Congressman Arroyo yesterday and he expressed his displeasure?
I do not know. Because as I said, kasi my presence there was creating more controversy, I think. Because, I don't know, maybe because I used to be in the House, so I know everyone, no? So, parang mas nakakagulo ko doon. So, sabi ni ES, I'll take it from here. So, umalis na lang ako, no? So, I don't really know what transpired already.
Pero yung question, Sir, ni Bombs, the president talked to both former speaker and the new speaker?
I do not doubt that because I saw that both of them were in the same vicinity where the president was. And I guess I had to leave because yun na nga, I knew all the parties involved, no? And so I can confirm that they were in the same area of the president at the same time. But there was a door separating them, no? Kasi ito yung dating office ng PLLO. If you're familiar with the setup, may parang bigger office and merong inner office, no? So the bigger office, nandoon si PGMA with her supporters, and inside was Speaker Alvarez and Speaker Pro Tempore, no? With the president. And of course, there was, I don't think he talked to them at the same time. So he talked to them one after the other, but I have no idea what they talked about.
What did the party of Congresswoman Arroyo want?
Kaya na ako umalis eh. Kasi parang ako naiipit. Of course, they were like saying, why is he inside? He's no longer speaker. So sabi ko, oops, time to leave. No? Kasi it was really internal matters already of the House. No? And I had to remind myself, you're no longer part of the House. No? So that's when I left. Sabi ko, oo nga, it's a good suggestion of ES that I should leave.
Would you say, sir, that the atmosphere yesterday was more than tense between the parties?
Oh my goodness, you better believe it. Tempers were really flaring all over the place. But they all had to behave because the president was around, of course.
Okay.
Inandulong.
Sir, is there anything that you can share with us, anything that the president might have said while he was basically stuck there while this issue was being resolved? I mean, he was made to wait for about an hour. Anything he said, I mean, his thoughts amid that, yung rising, the tensions there?
I'm sorry, I was not in the room anymore. And I followed the instructions of ES to go back to my seat.
Okay, other issue? Follow-up, Julie.
Sir, if you can tell us any details dahil wala ka doon, was there any indication that the president felt that the transition or the change in leadership could have been done with, say, more finesse?
I have no idea, I wasn't there. Although I really have no idea. Other than when he started his speech, he seemed fine. It seemed fine to me. I think, you have to understand the president was a member of the 11th Congress. In the 11th Congress, they had two speakers. They had Speaker Villar and then Speaker Belmonte. Remember that Speaker Villar had to leave the speakership because of the Erap Estrada impeachment, correct? Or, I don't know, tama nga ba ako? Parang tama. Basta, ang nangyari dyan, si Speaker Belmonte was minority floor leader and then he became speaker ata after, no? After, no? Oh, whatever. Hindi, basta ano yan, yung natanggal na si President Erap, ewan ba kung sino yun. Basta, he lived through, or he went through a Congress where they had two speakers. So he's not a stranger to these things.
Okay, Henry Uri. Microphone, si Jay Ilagan daw siya ng MPC.
Secretary, mali ba yung ginawa nung both camp of the former president and the Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez na itinaon sa SONA yung ganong klase ho ng aktwasyon ng mga congressman? Pwede naman palang kinagabihan after the SONA?
Well, wala na po kaming posisyon dyan dahil nasa poder naman kami ng Kamara. So we were in the premises of a co-equal branch of government. I don't think it's proper to comment on the conduct of a co-equal branch of government in their own premises.
Opo, pero as a former congressman, yung mga ganong klase po ng ipinakita ng mga kapwa nyo dating mambabatas, nagsasalita si Congressman Andaya, pinatayan ng mikropono, si dating President GMA umakyat sa podium, kinakailangan magsisigaw sa mata ng taong bayan ang sinasabi, ano bang klase itong mga ibinoto naming congressman? Tama ba yung ginagawa nilang ganon, Secretary?
Nako, gaya ng sinabi ko po, no, hindi na po kami magkokomento dahil poder po ng Kongreso yon. At hinahayaan na po namin sa Kongreso na sumagot ng tanong na ito, no, as far as the people is concerned.
Okay, Alvin Baltasar.
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, doon sa 48 hours na sinabi ng Pangulo, within 48 hours, malalagdaan niya yung BOL. Pipirmahan niya ba yung BOL dito sa Palace or sa Davao na? Since wala yata siyang schedule ngayon at nasa Davao na siya ngayon, sir.
Hindi ko po alam kung nasa Davao na siya ngayon. Hindi ko na-check yung schedule niya. No? Pero ang masasabi ko lang po is all that has to be done for the President to sign it into law is for the House to ratify the BICAM version of the bill. So kung mamaya magagawa yan, mamayang gabi rin, pwedeng pirmahan ni Presidente, no? As soon as it is ratified. No? Pero I'm sure because BBL did not take center stage in the SONA, that there will be some kind of a ceremony perhaps here in the Palace to highlight the signing of the BBL.
So it would still depend doon sa galaw ng Congress, doon sa ratification, sir.
Kailangan po ma-ratify kasi that's an indispensable step in lawmaking.
Sir, reaction lang doon sa criticism ng mga kritiko na wala raw bago doon sa SONA ni Pangulo.
Siyempre, kaya nga sila kritiko eh. Wala rin silang bago sa kanilang pagpupula kay Presidente. Yun po ang sagot ko dyan.
Rose Navenario.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Hi, Rose.
Sir, yung Caloocan Bishop, si Bishop David po, umalma po siya dun sa pahayag ni Presidente na yung human rights groups at saka yung church groups ay concerned sa human rights pero si Presidente daw po ay sa human lives. Ang sabi po ni Bishop, bakit po parang pinag-iiba ni Presidente yung human lives sa human rights samantalang yung karapatan pong mabuhay ay batayang karapatang pantao po yun. Ang panawagan po ni Bishop iligtas yung buhay ng mga drug addicts, kasuhan at ikulong yung mga pushers at suppliers ng illegal drugs.
Malinaw po ang sinabi ng Presidente, no? Kaya po niya linunsad itong gera laban sa droga dahil ang droga po ay isang banta sa karapatang sa buhay ng taong bayan. No? So, buhay po ang pinaglalaban ng Presidente dahil dito sa kanyang gera laban sa droga at ang pananaw niya yung human rights parang binabaliwala yung banta sa buhay ng droga kaya pinupulaan ang kanyang gera sa droga.
So tingin niyo po yung ganong issue pwedeng magkaroon na naman ng hindi pagkakaunawaan yung simbahan at saka yung palasyo?
Well, kinakailangan po siguro na kilalanin ng simbahan at ng kritiko ng laban sa droga na ang pinaglalaban ng Presidente sa gera laban sa droga ay buhay ng mga Pilipino. Pag hindi po kinilala, talagang hindi sila magkakaintindihan.
Ace Romero.
Balikan ko lang yung BOL, Secretary. What are the chances of the BOL being signed this week?
Malakas po. Dahil all that has to be done is for the House to ratify it. So hindi ko lang alam kung magseseremonyas pa si Presidente or he will do it without fanfare and just sign it. But I think it deserves a ceremony of sorts because this is a milestone for an achievement. This is the first time that BBL was enacted after MOA AD was declared unconstitutional. And I think the fact that it was finally passed by Congress is evidence of the political will of the President himself.
Pero yung binanggit niyang 48 hours, tapos sinabi niya baka may siningit kayo dyan na hindi maganda. Pwede ba siya mag-veto ng line?
Talaga naman sa saligang batas, pwede naman yun eh.
Pwede niyang gawin.
May mga, oo. Pero sa tingin ko naman, gustuhin man niya, hindi naman niya mapirmahan dahil nga walang ratification ng House.
Thank you, Sec.
Okay, mag-last question na tayo. I'm sorry. Joy Balasio to be followed by Tina Mendez.
Sir, nagpa-health check-up daw po si Pangulo bago ang SONA niya kahapon. Can you give us any details? How is the President?
Routine check-up, clean bill of health. I think regular naman yung check-up niya sa Cardinal Santos. Yung mga matagal na dito sa Malacanang press corps from the very beginning, alam niyo naman na Cardinal Santos talaga yung doktor niya kung saan siya pupunta for his regular check-up.
So, wala naman po anything?
Wala naman po.
And are Malacanang willing to present to the public the details of the checkup of the President?
I'll have to check with the President, no? But take his word for it and judge him from how he looks.
Tina Mendez.
Hi, Tina.
Morning, sir. Sir, the President submitted to Congress the budget for
Yes.
2019 yesterday. How confident is Malacanang that this will be passed on time and that there will be no reenacted budget for next year?
Well, this is a test for the new House Speaker, no? Nonetheless, we are confident that because this budget is intended to implement build, which means more projects for all congressmen and legislators as well, that it will be passed on time.
Sir, sa budget message, sabi niya it's cash-based budget. Ano bang difference nito sa previous budget and how will this be effective in the President's reform program?
Hindi po natin uutangin. So kung anong meron tayo, yun po ang gagastahin natin.
Thank you, sir.
Joseph Morong.
Sir, may balita na kung may bago ng ombudsman.
Wala pa po, pero nalapit na po yan.
Parang niluluto pa. Sir, comments on the directorial style of Joyce Bernal yesterday. Mukhang medyo less criticism ba?
Well, I think there were less close-ups of the president's face. So, and there was more pictures, no, shown as the president was speaking, no. And I think by and large, I did not read all the newspapers in detail, but I scanned through them. I think by and large, the view of the commentators is that this was a more understandable and better SONA compared to the earlier SONAs delivered by the president. At least judging from how I scanned the newspapers today.
Jopel.
Sir, question ko lang po, one question lang. Sir, confirm po ba na muntik na daw pong mag-walk out kahapon si Presidente dahil sa nairita daw po siya? Yun po yung lumalabas na balita ngayon.
Unfortunately po, pinabalik na ako sa upuan ko ni ES, so I wouldn't know. Si ES po would be in a better position because ES was right there mediating.
Okay, last question. Ina?
In any case, I have a 3 o'clock with ES. I'll ask him for some feedback so that I can share them with you on Thursday.
Sir, I just want to get details on the President's yung sinasabi niya kahapon that the agencies with the most number of red tape-related reports from the public make your services truly customer-friendly. Ano po ba which agencies yung may pinakamarami pong report na tinutukoy niya? And
In the
what
rehearsal,
are these complaints?
Inisa-isa niya eh. Hindi ko maalala kung kahapon binago, tinanggal na. Okay. There must be a reason. Maybe a private communication will be sent first to the head of offices of these agencies. No? But in the rehearsal, they were enumerated.
You can't share them with us, sir?
Well, there's a reason why it was taken off. So let's leave it at that muna. I think mga 5.
And what are the usual complaints?
Siyempre, tagal ng serbisyo. Kaya ang sabi ni Presidente, implement na ngayon ang anti-red tape law.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, no more questions. Okay, thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque.
Thank you and see you on Thursday.
Thank you, Malacanang Press Corps. Back to my studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.